take me back to when we were in Arizona, when you're managing Michael Jordan. When you first get how does that work out that all of a sudden Jordan's going to be on your team and you're managing him?
Well, so in Sarasota, when I was with the White Sox as a Double-A manager, we used to meet at 7 a.m. in the morning, every morning in this trailer, and you go over the day. And I was kind of like half asleep, and all of a sudden I heard Michael will be assigned to the Birmingham work group, and my life changed like that. I mean, I went from just being happy that our games were on radio to dealing with people like, Ted Koppel and I didn't know it at the time, but it was probably the greatest learning experience I'd ever been put in. And then when he was going to play in the fall league, I had already been in the fall league, so they wanted to kind of keep it. But he goes, I want him, because they think I knew the lay of the land, and I learned how to navigate his life, and he was great, man. I mean, I'm telling you, the first thing I told him, I said, Michael, you got to respect the game of baseball. And I kind of explained to him like how much money these kids weren't making. And you'd have a hard time getting me to say something negative about him. He was awesome.
But if you had him, so much of baseball is like hockey, like you've done it. It's repetitive. It's year after year after year. You can be the greatest athlete, but to try to jump in, unless you're Bo Jackson, but, it's really, really rare. What would you have had Michael work? Like, could you have made him a legitimate major leaguer, a starter?
When I get asked that, I think the way I've answered it always, and it's because I believe it, is you need to get 1,000 at-bats under your belt before you can even make a determination. He had about 400 or 500. I also found out when you tell him no, he's going to find a way to make the answer be yes. And I found out, and that's not just baseball. That's ping pong, tennis, golf. I don't care, Yahtzee, you name it, man. He's going to try to beat you. He's going to find a way.